All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to deconstruct something we all see practically every day, an Amazon product page. We're going to take a close look at the page for the Braun ThermoScan 7-ear thermometer and really unpack the story it's trying to tell.
You know, the product page doesn't ask this question outright, but it's kind of the whole foundation. When your kid is sick, or heck, when you're feeling awful, what's the real source of all that stress? It's not just the number itself. It's something more.
It's the guesswork, the not knowing. Is that number high for a 1-year-old? Did I even take it right? Should I call the doctor? That anxiety, that is the core problem this entire product page is built from the ground up to solve.
So let's call this first part the midnight fever problem. This is where the page really sets the scene, tapping into that feeling we've all had, that late night worry where you just need a clear, reliable answer and you need it right now.
Okay, so once they've established that problem, they immediately pivot to the solution. And notice, they don't start with technology or features. They start with trust. They want you to feel like you're not just buying a gadget, you're taking an expert's advice.
And here it is. This is the big one, usually right at the top of the page. This single line is designed to just cut through all the confusion. I mean, for a worried parent, this is an incredibly powerful statement. But what does it actually mean?
Well, this is where reading the fine print is so important. The claim comes from a survey of pediatricians who already recommend a brand of thermometer. Among that specific group, Braun is the one they mention most often. It's a subtle difference, but it's a fantastic lesson in how to read these pages with a critical eye.
And to back up that big claim, the page adds another layer, this time with a bit of science. It claims this thermometer is as accurate as the clinical gold standard for infants, which is a rectal reading, and they even point to a specific study from 1999. So the page has built its case. Doctors recommend it, and science backs it up.
So now that they've built up all that trust, the page finally gets into the how. This whole section is about showing how the thermometer's features are designed as direct answers to that initial problem of guesswork and uncertainty. Okay, this is the big one. A fever of 101 degrees means something totally different for a newborn than it does for a 4-year-old. The page takes that really complex medical problem and presents a super simple, one-touch solution. It's age precision technology.
And this is just a brilliant way of showing how it works. They break it down into a simple 3-step process. You pick the age range, you take the temperature, and then the screen gives you a simple, color-coded answer. It turns medical interpretation into something as easy as looking at a traffic light. Green means normal, yellow means elevated, and red means a high fever. All that guesswork is just gone.
Then the page lists out these other features, but notice how each one solves a specific worry. You're worried the cold device might throw off the reading? Well, it's got a pre-warmed tip. You're worried you didn't put it in their ear correctly? The exact temp system gives you a light and a beep to let you know you nailed it. Need it to be fast for a fussy kid? Infrared tech gets it done in seconds. And if you've got a whole crew at home, the disposable filters mean it's always sanitary.
Now this is one of the most useful parts of any good product page, the comparison chart. It's so helpful because it helps you understand not just what a product does, but why it exists and who it's for, by showing you what it doesn't do compared to the other models.
When you look at this table, which we've pulled straight from the page, the whole point of the ThermoScan 7 just clicks into place. It is the only one that has both that super accurate claim and the age-based color guide. The no-touch model, for example, is faster and can even measure a baby's bottle, but it gives up those other key features. This context helps you figure out which set of trade-offs is the right one for you.
So what's the big picture here? The whole goal of this explainer isn't to sell you a thermometer. It's to arm you with the skills to decode any product page you come across, so you can go from being a confused shopper to a really informed consumer.
So here's what you should keep in mind next time you're shopping. First, product pages almost always tell a story, and it usually follows that problem-solution-proof structure. Second, for every single feature they list, ask yourself why. What problem is this designed to solve? Third, always check the fine print behind those big, flashy claims. And finally, use those comparison charts. They're the key to understanding a product's real purpose.
In the end, the product page brings you full circle, right back to that initial anxiety. By taking away the guesswork, it's claiming to offer you something much more valuable than just a temperature reading. It's offering certainty. So the real question it leaves you with is that something you're looking for?